8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Round me up the coast, boy. Wanna hear the ocean roar, crash over me. Then ride it home, dance it out in moonlight. Hold me tight and don't let go. Watch over me. We are all stardust, stardust, stardust. Left behind, left to find one another, face the sun, fear no one, 'cause we are all one, we are all one, we are all, we are all one, we are all one, we are all. Pick me up, yeah, moonchild, put me into overflow.
Superstar.
Hey everybody. So my call with Fred just dropped. Here, I'm just gonna hold on. I did have him on the phone, but then it dropped. You there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm live. Hey everybody. Hey Aaron, Bushi, Aurora. Aurora is today's lucky wiener. Wiener, chicken diener. I got Bandit here on my lap, and then I have Fred to my left on the phone. I just got done over on the Empress Siggy, and while I was over there reading cards, I saw somebody had sent me screenshots of some posts about this Andy Paul. About what Ryan had said, I guess. What is Jody Sue on about? I'm not sure. So here, we'll go to my community wall here. Get it pulled up. Okay. I edited this today, okay? And I posted on it because I shared this, but I edited my comment after. Before it had said, I guess I should have left it, but I didn't want to send any further, like, if we're not 100% positive, I don't want to say, like, 100% that's the guy. So it was actually Slop, this channel right here, who shared it. She's the one that tagged us and said, please ask Fred if this man is his Andy Paul that stayed in Don Wells' bottom shed, the shed with Beach Creek Road access right before Summer went missing. Well, when Fred looked at that picture, immediately you thought it was him at first, right? Are you there, Fred? I don't even know if he's here right now. Can't hear you.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so at first you thought, so what do you think about this guy right here on the screen? What do you think now? Like, when you see him, do you think that he's Andy Paul, like the one that was supposedly staying in the shed or whatever?
Well, Andy stayed in a camper on Don's property at the shed. He never stayed in the shed, but
Oh,
last
okay.
time I seen him was in 2007. He
Yeah.
looks a lot like him, but his face is a little bit slimmer, like he's strung out more now, but he looks a lot like him, yes.
So, okay. So then you sent it to a couple people, and then you're kind of, some people also would know him, and they said, what was their opinion?
They thought it may have been, and then they thought it may not have been because it'd been so long since they'd seen him. They hadn't seen him either since about 2007. So
Yeah, so
kinda,
people got to realize that this is almost 20 years ago. So I edited this I did this. I didn't even see Ryan's post at this point when I edited this. I edited this, and then right after I saw Ryan's post, and I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me right now. But I put here, I said, Fred sent it. Okay. So I put Fred sent it to a few people who say maybe this is the correct Andy Paul. So now Fred is now second guessing whether this is the Andy Paul or not. So either way, he thinks this guy looks a lot like him. Plus, he said that Fred said the guy was very short, and this guy fits that. He's only like 5'6" or something. Fred remembered Andy Paul being a short guy. Let's see what else. He said, but this guy, we'd have to check though. Fred wanted to check into this guy to see if he had any connections to Virginia. That would be further confirmation that it could in fact be the correct guy, because the guy that was staying there on the property in the camper on Dawn's property, had ties to Virginia. So that's what I would look into. I would look into this guy's like family, his parents, and like where they're from or something like that, or see if he has any ties to Virginia. If so, that'd be more confirmation that this could definitely be the guy. So at first, Bushi said Candace sent me a pic of him a few years ago. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, really? Of who Andy Paul is? So then I got, and this is going to probably raise my blood pressure like a lot, because I could already feel it going up like very high right now. Because he pisses me off. No other. Like, to freaking, oh my God, this dude. So I was over my other channel, and somebody had sent me the screenshots of something that Ryan was saying, that like this couldn't be the guy because it took only 10 minutes for me to look into his background and see he doesn't have any ties to Ben Hill Road, or like in his previous addresses it doesn't list Ben Hill, like 110 Ben Hill Road as his address. So then suddenly that means like he couldn't have possibly stayed in a camper on Don Will's property for like how long? How long did this dude stay there? Do you remember?
about a year.
Did he? So I wonder if he was getting mail there.
I doubt it. I mean, I'd say he was on the run, most likely.
On the run? Yeah, that's probably true. But didn't you say he had some kind of ties to like the address that this guy does, or some to that area, wherever it was? What is it, Clarksville or something like that?
He had ties to Virginia, to Duffield and Clintwood.
Yeah, so I'm trying to calm down take a few breaths before I switch over to his post, because it's going to really upset me. And Fred hasn't seen it yet. So, and I only saw a little bit. So we haven't had a chance to, this is going to be our real reaction. So here comes Ryan, the truth teller, okay? On the screen here it says, okay, my blood pressure is already rising right now, guys. Oh my God, dude. This really upset me. Maybe this might have not been a good idea. He says, I'm just going to take care of this one a lot faster than it took us to put past Fred. Okay, wait, hold on. What? I'm just going to take care of this one a lot faster than it took us to put past Fred lies to rest. What? Oh, okay. He's saying that he's going to put this one. He's going to take care of this one a lot faster than it took him before with your past lies, I guess, to put to rest. So this time he got this one quicker than the last one, Fred. And he said, Fred has now claimed Andy Paul Johnson, a registered sex offender, was living in the shed on the Wells property with access to Beach Creek. It only took about 10 minutes to do the required research to resolve the fact that Johnson's criminal charges as far back as 2001 required regular address registrations with his parole officer in the registry, or he would be rearrested. He said from 93 through 2024, Johnson has lived in Cleveland, Tennessee, which is roughly 165 miles, 2 hours and 40-minute drive from Ben Hill Road. His last registered change of address within the town of Cleveland, Tennessee itself was in 2003. And if he didn't leave the town, he moved to a new street. He could not have attempted to stay 165 miles away without informing his parole officer, and TBI would have already known about this. Fried has lied once again. So he put Fried has lied once again, attempting to drag yet another name into the Summerwells case since his accusations of Cotton and Andy Bernard have failed. Oh, have they failed? They failed. A monthly subscription to a background check service is very cheap. If anyone plans to publish any future accusations from Fred, please invest in one. Okay, so do you really think that it's not possible that this dude could have stayed at other addresses besides the one that's registered to him? You really? So you think that it's that, oh, this guy's not a criminal. Did you see this guy's charges, Ryan? You're sitting here and trying to defend this guy like he is some kind of like good dude that we're dragging through the mud. I'm not saying it's okay to just because the guy, has raped children, that it's okay to say he had something to do with Summerwell's disappearance or whatever. I don't think that, anyways, I don't know why it really even matters. Andy Paul, wasn't that way before Summer went missing?
Yeah,
So it doesn't even really. But just because he says this guy, it was actually, Ryan, it was actually Slop that posted it, not Fred. Slop posted it and asked Fred if he thought if that was Andy Paul. And Fred thought originally that, yeah, it was. But Now he's starting to second guess himself and think maybe that's maybe not him. Fred wasn't the one that put the guy's picture out. So you need to go elsewhere with your bullshit. So stop acting like it was Fred that put the guy's picture out there. Fred was asked an opinion and he gave it. Jeez Louise. It was shared. I shared it to my wall. I knew something told me I shouldn't have done that so impulsively. That was my fault because it was like not even minutes later that Fred was like second guessing himself on it. So then I thought, well, I better change it because even though, there's a lot of people that's already seen it, better put on there that we're still not 100% sure. Check to see if the guy has ties to Virginia, but that Fred thinks it does look a lot like him, right?
Yes. And he had spoke about Cleveland, Tennessee as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Do you know his do you remember what the Andy Paul's charges were? The one you remember?
No.
This dude's charges, the one in this picture is, oh my God. His are horrible. He has R of a child and incest. He has R of a child in 1990 and in 2000. And then also in that 2000 charge, he has incest. This guy's sick. And
I know in 2006 and 2007, he was driving a white Ford van, about a, I don't know, older man. Like a work van.
So this Andy Paul, he would have had a white work van, the one that Fred remembers. And he stayed on the property in a camper, Fred believes, for like up to a year.
Yes.
This is the same, he took off because how long was it really after that whole event where he had tried to come onto your, I guess she'd be your stepdaughter, really, right?
Yes. I mean, it was like the next day after when I found out immediately, it was the same day that he ended up leaving the property. As soon as I found out he had gave her weed and alcohol, because I went and confronted him about it.
And how old was she at the time?
She was, I'm trying to think. I can't even remember now. She was young as hell. Seemed like she was 13.
Wow. Do you remember how old he was at that time? Like, how old do you think he was at that time?
I don't know, to be honest. I hadn't met him, but that was like the third time I'd ever met him.
Was he like, because this guy, I think I remember he was born in 1969, if I remember the listing correctly.
He seemed like he was probably around my age. I mean, he might have been a few years older than me.
Yeah, so that would put him, if it was this guy, that would put him 7 years older than you. Because I think this guy...
Like he was older than me.
Because
I remember.
Yeah. And you said that and you said another characteristic of the guy was that he was short. And this guy is only, I looked at his height and he's only 5'6". So that's another check. But I would look in, since Ryan wants to look into this guy so much, I would look into see if he has any ties to Virginia, like his parents or something, right? Is that where he grew up or something, supposedly, or?
I don't know. He just talking. I know he moved his camper from Beach Creek to Virginia.
Yeah. Hey, Jim R. and Gypsy Girl. Well, he's lucky Fred didn't beat his ass.
No, he's lucky he didn't get killed.
It would be good if Candace and Dawn would.
That was the same day that I took and went to Candace's and Dawn's because I thought that he was up there. He wasn't at home. He wasn't at his camper. So I went up there, and evidently him and Candace was gone together. And that's when I seen the 3 boys downstairs. They wasn't no stairway or nothing. The basement door was locked, and they wasn't nothing but a mattress laying on the floor. And the 3 boys didn't have nothing on but diapers, and they wasn't nothing else in the room, no cover, no nothing.
It was 3 boys?
And the basement door was locked.
And it was 3 boys down there? Or 2?
Yeah. 3, I think. Yes, I remember.
So that was the same day that happened, was the day that you saw the boys down there locked in that basement?
Yes.
Or sitting down at least in the basement in that dark with just a mattress down there, right? There was like no blankets or anything?
No, they wasn't nothing, just a mattress laying on the floor. They wasn't nothing else down there but a wood stove.
And they were in, what were they wearing, you said?
What?
What were they wearing?
A diaper only.
So all of them were wearing a diaper, or?
Yeah, just a diaper only. That's the only thing they had on was a diaper.
So it must have been maybe just 2 of them then.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So then that would have been, if that's true, that would have had to have been when that would have had to have been more towards, okay. Well, that would have had to, but if he left in 2007.
I'm guessing it's around 2007, you know.
The boys, I'm trying to think of the age of the boys and like how old they would have been. They've been maybe a 1-year-old and a baby or something?
They was little, I know that.
So so it was probably 2 of them in a diaper. So it was the 2 oldest in diapers. I think, yeah, they're a year apart, so that makes sense.
It's hard to remember that far
because
back.
That really, would have been like, let's see, how old is the oldest boy though now? I can't even freaking keep all that, how their ages straight now and think of what year they would have been born. But that makes sense because if they were born about 2006 and 2007, that would make about sense. That would be maybe the one was like still like crawling, really. The other one was barely, it was like they would have been really young at that age. Yeah, just down there, and you didn't see anybody around anywhere?
No, nobody come to the door, top or bottom. Then
and that's when you were trying to look for.
They was reported over it, you know. The child services was reported.
And that's when you were looking for Andy Paul?
Yeah.
Because you were going to confront him about what he did to your daughter?
Yes. I did confront him about it. I caught him that day, later that day.
So, well, somebody said in the chat that Candace sent her picture of Andy Paul. So hopefully, and that was Bushi. So hopefully she'll be able to send me a picture of who Candace claimed that Andy Paul is. But Andy Paul hasn't been, I mean, he's not even really even relevant.
No. I don't think he is, but
I mean, because we're talking about this guy hasn't been around since 2007. You know what I mean? So it's not Fred pulling him into the case at all. Like, that's just Ryan reaching again. Instead of Fred lying again, like he says, it's Ryan reaching again. Because we don't even see how it could be relating to Summer Wells. Because in 2000, I mean, that incident happened in like 2007 or something like that, or 2000, right? It was something like that. It seems like. And Candace and Dawn, were they new to that area?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be about right. That would have been about 2007, probably.
That was probably one of the first times I'd ever met Candace and Dawn.
Yeah. So that guy, yeah, I don't know why he's really became a big deal since then. Like, why people, I mean, yeah, I've always been curious about who this dude is because I wanted to talk to him only because I want to get his opinion on Candace and Dawn, you know? Well, I don't want to talk to him if he's no, never mind. He's a freaking child diddler. I don't want to talk to him. I don't care about his opinion on anything. Actually. But originally, I think that's more so why I'd be interested is to know his relationship with the Wells. Oh, sorry. So, okay, so they're saying that the boy wasn't born till 2009, or so then this would have had to have been, well, then maybe it was later, because it would have had to have been when the two boys were, because there was at least two boys, you say, right, in the basement?
Yeah, at least two.
Because so that means that if you guys say that they weren't born till one of them, the oldest wasn't born till 2009. Are you guys sure? I was thinking that like the oldest was older than my daughter, and my daughter just turned 16. I can't keep it straight how old these kids are nowadays. My daughter was born in 2008. So if it was, since it was, Fred remembers it to be the same incident. Like when he was going to look for Andy Paul, that he remembers seeing the boys down there in the basement as babies in diapers with just a mattress, and they were both in diapers. So figure out when the boys were in diapers, and then you'll know when that was. So if you're saying it was 2009, then it was probably not. Then you're probably talking about 2010 when Fred saw them or something. Well, no, probably even 2011 or something.
I was locked up in 2011, so it had to be before then. It had to be before 2010 because I moved from the Creek to Virginia in 2010 myself. Because my charges in Virginia started in 2011.
I wonder if it was maybe one of their kids and somebody else's or something.
I don't know, could be, and I don't know. Because I didn't know them. I mean, a lot of people think I know Don well. I don't know Don well. I just talked to him a handful of times before Summer went missing.
Yeah, so then it would have had to been like around.
And the only time he come around in was when he got in trouble with the law or something, come and want to know what to do about it or whatnot, but he wouldn't be honest about what he had done, so you couldn't give him no advice on what to even do, you know?
Well, that makes sense, actually, guys. It would be more like 2010. 2009, 2010. It'd probably be 2010 is what I'm guessing. I bet it was 2010 because, yeah, that makes sense because that whole incident with Virginia wasn't until, like, you said 2011?
Yeah.
And so, and that would make sense. So that's what I'm guessing, guys. It was about 2010 when all this Andy Paul incident, and that would make more sense. And, you know, at that time, let's see, in 2010, at least there'd be one of the boys, at least. But I do remember Fred always saying there was a couple of them, two of them. I thought I could have sworn 2 boys. That's what you said the first time.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep it all straight. It's been, but I think that I believe you said the last, like when we first talked about it, like several years ago. I think you said 2 boys in diapers. I don't know. I mean, Summer wasn't born. She was born what? 2016. Yeah, I think the 2 oldest are only a year apart, if I remember right. Gosh, that would have, if that were true, that would have mean that the baby, that the one would have had to been a tiny, tiny baby. They would have had to been little if they were down there by themselves. That's crazy. If there was 2 of them, I mean, they would have had to been very young. Like one of them would have had to been like only a few months young.
Yeah, they was little.
But it is possible maybe it was just one of the boys and maybe like a friend's kid or something, or
I don't know.
How did you see the boys in the basement? She asked.
I figured probably 1 and 2, what I figured.
No, I mean, somebody asked, how did you see the boys in the basement?
Oh, you could see them through the basement door. They wasn't no curtain or nothing up over the door. It had a big window in the door.
I thought this was a picture. Hold on. Let me see what this guy. Thank you for that. That is helpful, though. I could see here if he has any. Georgia. Ew, incest. Does it say what state that was through? Cleveland. Oh my God. Here's another picture of this guy. I'll have to show him to you here in a second when I look more into. Hold on. Oh, wait. Can you see the screen, Fred?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay. What kind of car is a Canyon? A GMC Canyon? GMC Canyon.
Place what is it?
And GMC Acadia, GMC Canyon. It's vehicles that he had. Anyways, let me show you a picture. They have another picture of this guy right here. Maybe it's a... So give me 1 second. Maybe this will help tell you more if you think that it's him or not. Here's another picture of this Andy Paul Johnson guy. It's a truck. Oh, a Canyon is a truck.
Mm-hmm. That looks like you to me, I swear.
Looks like the guy.
Mm.
He does look like a little twerpy dude. You think that's him still? You still believing that this is him?
Yeah.
Well, it's just Fred's opinion, but, you know, guys, it's an opinion because, so, he feels like it does look a lot like the guy. I'd have to look more into, like, his family, the backgrounds of his family, or I'm seeing as far as addresses on this background, I see Tennessee, and Ohio. He had a business, it looks like. Georgia. I've looked so much. I forget why I looked so hard for Andy Paul. I don't know why. I forget why now I did. McMahon. What's McMahon? Well, thank you for sending me that. That does help. At least it gives me names of people to them, and then I can look into those people and see, you know, if I have time to see if they have any ties to Virginia or whatever. I mean, for instance, I was in Oklahoma for a year. You guys go look up my background. See if you can find Oklahoma in my background report. Ryan, go see if you can find when I lived in Florida in Bay City for like 10 months. Or I lived in Warsaw, Indiana. I know Parkersburg, West Virginia shows up. But there's a lot of places I have like short periods of time. I lived in Panama City Beach for a year. Please find these on my background report. And that'd be about the right time too. Right about the same time that we're talking about Paul being around. I lived in Panama City Beach and that would have been 2001. But in 2007, I lived in, you might be able to find my charge. You would find that charge, my DUI in Dade City, so that doesn't count. But let's see if you could see my, or I bet you can't find that when I lived in Panama City. I bet it's like I never lived there or in Oklahoma, too. I lived in Oklahoma in like 2010, I think it was. Yeah, 2010, 2011. So yeah, it doesn't really, his proof doesn't mean really much. I mean, but at the same time, Fred's not 100% anyway. So I thought at first I really, he really thought it was him, and he still does, but I don't know. He's asked a couple other people and they're not positive. So now he doesn't, it kind of made him question. I mean, Fred is just human, guys. He's not like some type of freaking superhero. He's not going to be like, I mean, humans make mistakes. Like, he's telling you his opinion. Same thing with that whole cotton thing with that audio or whatever. I don't understand how people turn everything into like, they have reached so much. It's ridiculous to find anything they can to use against or to help their agenda, or to use it against Fred to help their agenda or whatever. I mean, they come up with the stupidest shit ever. Like his opinion on an audio, if the voice sounded like cotton. Fred didn't pay attention to the music in the background if it was released in what year it was released in or anything. He was just asked about the audio, if he who he thought that sounded like. And that was his opinion. So I still think it sounds like cotton, in my opinion. I agree, Marilyn. Guillermo Plata. Little Dove, I've already talked about that on my channel. You're late to the party. I'm really freaking sick of your back and forth. I've already talked about that. You're not outing anything new. And Fred already knows about it too, if you're trying to act like Fred doesn't know or something. Let's see. Play what? Oh, the audio? I mean, I don't want to go back and forth with that anymore. I was just, hey, Beth Ann. I was just saying that that's his opinion, I don't know how that audio got there or where it came from or how. I was just responding to a video. Same thing here with the slop thing with her showing that picture. It wasn't Fred. Fred was asked his opinion. Why is Ryan putting it out there like Fred's the one that put it out there? Hey, she ran. Hey, country girl. You don't think you heard the cotton voice? It might have been taken down because people were giving her so much shit. I don't know. It's really confusing. Let me see. I guess I could try to find it. But it's, let's see. Um, let's, she might have taken it down. Oh, right here. I forget. It's like some weird video. And this is on Slop's channel. Hold on. I need to find where the audio part is. Here, I'll share the link here in a second. Let's see. I think it's like right here or something.
Listen. It was definitely on Ben Hill because part of the video showed the house that the Wells lives in. And I can also tell by the mountain in the background. I've seen it before in a video Don Wells made. You can also hear the Wells children in the background. Two. You're about to hear a man's voice. Listen very closely. You might recognize it.
Oh, you gave me 2 bottles?
You're going to hear some children cussing in the background. Listen very closely. Whose voice do you think this is you're about to hear? Let me know in the comments. 32%.
He puckered out there and he couldn't make it come out. That motherfucker puckered up like a... Yeah, then I'm afraid it was gonna blow him.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.
What do you think, Fred? Do you still think it sounds like Cotton?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand, Cotton spoke about being on the hill on the 15th
Yeah.
when the chopper flying. Also talked about sleeping with mother and daughter, but he didn't say whether it was Candace or Grandis or Candace and Summer.
Yeah, and so I don't know where that audio came from, guys, or what the origin or anything. Fred was just commenting on who he thinks it sounded like. And it makes sense that it's Cotton because Cotton was known for cooking meth, and it really sounds like doesn't it sound like he's making meth or something? Or talking about?
Yes, it sounds like it. Yeah.
What about what repeat offender? Let's see. Somebody asked me if I Oh yeah, he's a repeat offender. Yes, that Indy Paul guy is a repeat offender. Yes, he had in 1990 and in 2000. Yep. I mean, so that's why I don't feel bad if I'm wrong about the dude. You know what I mean? All I'm saying we do. I mean, it's important. But because it's not really like more than likely the guy has nothing to do with Summer Wells. But it's interesting to see the type of people that the Wells like hang around. You know what I mean? That's why I think people want to know. Because if they're around people that's like that, you know. So Stephanie says Cotton was in jail. So that's not possible. Where did you see that he was in jail? Where'd you guys see that he was in jail? Fred, did you hear that?
Cotton's been, he'll be in jail, then he'll get out 2 or 3 days, go back to jail. He'll be out 2 or 3 days, go back to jail. So it's hard to tell when he was in jail now. You know?
Oh yeah, he never had big charges usually, right? It was just alcohol mostly. Well, no, he had that meth. He did get in trouble for meth one time, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been hard for manufacturing.
Yeah. Let's see. His name's actually Roy. Let's see. Roy Simpson. So you think he was in jail when Summer went missing? How do we know that was the date of this video, though? Is this how? This doesn't say it's the. Just that video doesn't say it's the day of June 15th. It's somebody that's around in the area around the time of June 15th. This isn't June 15th like in the video. So if it doesn't have a specific date, it says June 2021.
I'm just going by what Cotton told me. I don't know 100%. I wasn't there, so I don't know. I'm just going by what Cotton said.
No, I mean, as far as she was saying that he was in jail on Summer. Well, what I don't know what she's saying. It's not possible because is she saying this voice isn't possible for it to be his? Because we don't know when this video was taken.
Cotton stated to me that he was on the hill earlier the day someone went missing. So I don't know. I'm just going.
Yeah, I know that you said that for a while. That what was he doing up there? Did he say what he was doing up there?
I told you. He said he went to see. Was sleeping with the mother and daughter, but he didn't say whether it was Candace or Grandis or Summer. And
he said he was doing that June 15th, the day of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what he said.
Well, that would be a big deal to know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the day of June 15th.
That's why I reported it to.
Yeah, well then that is a big deal. I didn't realize that. I'm just realizing that now.
Yeah, that's what he told you.
I didn't know he was saying that he claimed that he went there and slept with Candace the day that Summer went missing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. I knew you said that, but I didn't know it was the day of.
What Don was talking about? Could that been the one Don was talking about? Was there trying to touch the kids?
Oh my God. Yeah, Fred said, could that be the one that Dawn was talking about, touching little kids or whatever? His real name, he goes by Cotton. He has reddish hair. He's a drunk. There was rumors about him and Grandis, right? Wasn't there rumors about him and Grandis? Cotton and Grandis? So hopefully it was Grandis and Summer. Or, I'm sorry, Grandis and Candace and not Candace and Summer. That'd be horrible. Let me say it again. Hopefully he was talking about Grandis and Candace.
Yeah, hopefully.
But he was, that's crazy. So he claimed to be there the day. What? Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. I didn't realize it was the day that was the same day.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking that's just like, that's making me think things in my head, you know, like the whole, oh, we took a nap. Grandis took a nap. Did he say like what time he was up there?
He didn't say.
I never put two and two together that you meant that. I didn't put two and two together that you meant that was the day of. I thought it was. I didn't know. I thought it was separate incident. Like.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in the holler the very next day too. He supposedly was in the holler too. The law enforcement that let him in, so I don't know how much truth they are to it, but that's what he allowed, you know.
Where did he go in the holler when he came in?
I don't know where he went. He didn't come to my place. So. What people don't understand either, I've not met Cotton but just a few times, you know.
Yeah, what was it he came down there for that time when he talked about Summer?
Somebody brought him to take and try to buy a boat I had. Trying to buy a boat.
That's right. Marvin Simpson was there too, wasn't he?
Yeah, Marvin's one that brought him.
Yeah.
And Marvin heard the conversation as well, you know.
What, did Marvin stay with you when after Cotton left or what?
Yeah. See, Marvin's one that I was setting up
Ryan
with Ryan to go show Ryan where the caves was on Laurel Run Park on the backside, which is right behind Cotton's house and stuff, you know.
Yeah. That would make sense that, you know, he'd be the perfect one to help, you know, that would know more than likely where it was. I mean, so. Fred has always said that, even to you, Ziggy. What's that gotta change? About it being the day of? I didn't know that he was saying that Cotton was claiming to be up there on June 15th, sleeping with Candace or mother and daughter. I didn't know it was a June 15th. That makes me think, could something have went wrong? Like, you know what I mean? Was Summer hurt in the process of something? That's what I'm thinking.
The way Cotton talked about that she was like, when he said it like she was in the cave and stuff, and when the that he had tried to tell the law or whatever where it was at and stuff, but they wouldn't listen to him or some bullshit. I don't know. But if they did find her, everything would be there where they'd know exactly who done what, everything. So I don't know. That was what I turned into law enforcement at first, you know.
Yeah. Did he say he knew where her body was?
That's what he allowed, yes.
Or that he seemed like he thought he knew, or what?
Yeah, I mean, he talked like he knew, yeah. Knew exactly where it was.
But he was bad, like alcoholic too, right? Or what was he? What was his story? Was he like a storyteller? Was he, I mean, what kind of person was he?
Well, sometimes you could take him serious, sometimes you couldn't. It just depends on how high he was, I guess. Everybody, the law always said he was crazy, you know, you can't believe nothing he said, but he put on a lot too, just to get by with a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, like
from my understanding.
like the whole fire on the mountain.
Yeah, when he was cooking meth and caught the mountain on fire.
Yeah. So, does Fred know who Billy is? Which Billy?
One?
Billy Shape or Billy Shipley? How old?
Bill Shipley and there's Bill Benton.
What about Bill Shipley? We'll start with that one. Do you know Bill Shipley?
Who, me?
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, I know Bill Shipley. I know Bill Benton as well.
How well do you know Bill Shipley?
I know Bill pretty good, but I never know that Bill Shipley ever being at the Wellses. I know Bill Benton being at the Wellses.
So you knew Shipley from drugs or what?
Yeah, both of them do drugs. I mean,
okay.
Heavy drugs. They're both alcoholics, and they both do about anything you want to handle.
Okay.
But Bill Benton, he's the one that was riding the motorcycle and stuff up to Don and Candace's.
Yeah, so both of those kind of go by Wild Bill, or I don't know. It's hard to tell which one is which.
That's the one. That's the one Don and Candace always called Wild Bill was Bill Benton.
Yeah, and I've tried to get a hold of that dude. I tried to get a hold of the girl he was seeing, or his ex. I don't know if they're still dating each other, but she would have a lot of information. But she, I don't think, as far as I know, has not talked. Do you know if she's talked? You don't have to say her name, just, do you know if she's talked?
I don't know.
What did Dawn have on the day Summer disappeared? What did Dawn have on? Oh, okay. Do you remember what Dawn was wearing the day Summer went?
No, I don't remember what Dawn was wearing. I don't know what breeches, but he had a white shirt on. I do know he had a white shirt on.
Yeah, he does know somebody.
And a hat, but I couldn't tell you what color hat.
Beth Ann, he does know somebody named David, and he knows somebody named David that was that he feels like, yeah.
Seemed like he was wearing blue jean shorts, best I remember.
That Dawn was wearing blue jean shorts?
When he had come to the house, I'm pretty sure that's what he was wearing. A hat and a white shirt and blue jean shirt, shorts. Cut off shorts. Blue jeans had been cut off.
Was it dirty from work? Do you remember? And it's pouring outside. I hope we don't lose.
He didn't appear to be. No. It was dark, but
it is like pouring so bad.
He didn't have drywall mud or nothing on his arms and stuff. No.
Gonna start going out, I think.
They're trying to go out here too. Sitting there inside.
Did Cotton ever tell you he went to the lights, like Light Holler Road? I don't know what they mean by that. Do you know what they mean? Did he ever tell you that?
No. Well, like Holler, I think he's been traveling on some, seeing a certain girl out there and stuff. But or it's the road, no, I don't think so. There's two different ones. One in Hawkins County, one in Sullivan County. Light Hollers in Sullivan County and Light Roads in Hawkins County. They're about, I don't know, 2 miles apart.
So he was seeing a girl on one of those ones.
Yeah.
His place was Mountain View Road, right? Isn't that the name of the road?
And the girl that he was going on Light Holler Road to see, and she actually lives right where Cotton is found off the bluff at.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Her name start with a B?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Does Fred know who Jack Morlock is?
No.
Who's Jack Morlock? Jack Morlock.
I don't know.
I just recently stopped watching and thinking about Summer every day, and now here I go again, getting involved again, right, Imizu? I'm looking for your guys' questions. Let me see. Looking beyond, said I remember what Don was wearing. It was a white t-shirt, and there was no drywall or spackle on him at all. Oh, really? Are you a local Looking Beyond, or I heard a video of Candace asking David what he did with Summer. Oh my God, are you serious? David who? Are you serious? Ava, hey, I was looking for you my live earlier. I still owe you a reading. But I want to see this, Beth Ann, because that's very interesting, because there's a David that actually
Same one.
Crazy
it's
Time.
The same one she's talking about.
Yeah, that Crazy Time vehemently freaking she freaking defends like no other with that name, who was a big time suspect.
And it was asked. I mean, that's true.
Yeah, he was questioned he was looked at for the Summer Wells case. So that's very interesting, Beth Ann. I would like to know where you heard that about Candace asking David what he did with Summer. Well, there's David Dotson or David Britt. David, let's see. Now, the one David, he has a son that's huh?
She's talking about David Britt.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see, I'm just trying to see what she says. Like, I'm not trying to lead. I don't want anybody to say, oh, you.
I don't know.
It sounded like Grandis or Allie was with her. Pastor was David too. So Grandis or Allie was with her. To me, it looked like Allie hung out with the same type. I'm not trying to disrespect her or anything, but she hung out with a weird bunch, and it's unfortunate that she passed away, because I just wonder what she knew. But I think Allie was friends with David Britt, I know he was. There's that one guy that Allie was tied to that had the white hair, that had the kids and freaking cabinets and stuff. Who was that guy? Do you guys know that guy's name? Because I want to ask Fred if he knows who that guy is, because that guy, really needs to be looked into. And if that is, it wasn't David Britt. It was some dude with bald head. He had like a pudgy belly, a little bit of a beer gut type thing, a little bit. I think Is Grandbone even alive? What did Fred say his last name, Briggs? Britt. Britt. It's funny. I always look when I'm live at an hour and 10 minutes lately. I was on my last live right before this over on my tarot channel. I did the same thing at an hour and 10 minutes. It was an hour and 11 minutes and 11:11. Now I'm seeing 11:10 and 1:10. I agree, Kathy. Candace was pissed. Really? Where did you hear this? Was this like, where was this video? I mean, was it? Are you going to baby Summer's 3 years missing? I don't know how I'd be able to, honestly. Like, financially, I just can't right now. But, I mean, so probably not, but it would be cool to go. And then also, you know, see what day is it going to fall on? When's it? Do you guys know what day they're going to have a vigil or whatever? Some kind of get together? Oh, ew. Do you know Chris Marcos? Fred.
What?
Do you know Chris Marcos?
No, I don't.
He's another SO that used to stay over at the Wells. Now he does come up on 110. Does come up on his background when you search him, which is weird. He comes tied up to 110, but nobody, you know, unless this Andy Paul character got mail over there or put his address as 110 Ben Hill Road or whatever that address you would put, whatever that address is you would put for that shed. I don't know. I don't think it's like an address. I think the address, the house, the residence is on Ben Hill Road, 110. So he could be, I mean, there's a lot of people that, and I could have sworn that you said he was running from the law back then. Does anybody remember? I think Jody did something this summer to get Andy to stay. She talks too much for someone who isn't a sus. She talks so much, I want to say she did something. Who's going to meet me in Tennessee, says Justin. Fred, are you there? Fred. Man, what was it that I was asking? I wanted to really ask him that question. I can't hear Fred right now, but I really wanted to ask him that question. And now I forget it. It sounds like it's hailing outside. I'm surprised like I even have any internet. He did come in late in the game, wise old lady. You know, I don't know why he feels he's credible and, you know, now all of a sudden able to decide who's lying or telling the truth. I mean, he came in like he hasn't even been around to the community for like a year now, like literally, because he was new to the community when Fred went to jail. He used me and Fred going to jail as a way to get his foot in the freaking door. He knows he fucking did. He's a fucking snake. It's gross. Somebody needs to look into his background and see if he has any ties to fucking Andy fucking Bernard. George Bernard. Fred, are you there? I don't know why we can't hear him. Here, I'm going to hang up and I'll call him back. It's really strange how much he freaking attached to Andy. That's very weird to me. Do you too, Marilyn? It's really bad here. Well, I'm sure Fred will come back here, call back here in a few. Oh, he said he's got to go. Something's going on with the house. Shit. I wonder what's going on. Hopefully. So I guess some shit's going down over there. I guess we'll stay tuned. Stay tuned for an update on what is going down over at the halfway house. This suspense is gonna kill you. It's probably nothing. Somebody could have failed a drug screen or something, or somebody might have been made. They have zero tolerance for, like, if you test positive, you have to leave right then. I mean, you can't stay the night or anything. You have to leave. No ifs, ands, or buts, no pass go. You do not collect $200. A brief recap. So we were just talking about the Andy Paul character Slop, the channel Slop, today had posted a picture of a guy named Andy Paul, and she was wanting to know, just asking, it was a completely innocent question, no biggie. She just wanted to know if this SO, and who cares about an SO's freaking privacy? Nobody cares, especially the level of offender we're talking about here. Anyways, she just wanted to know if this Andy Paul Johnson guy was the Andy Paul that Fred had seen stay over at Dawn and Candace's property several years back in a camper. Well, Fred saw that and was like, yes, that's him. And I was like, oh, wow. And I looked up the guy's charges. I'm like, oh my God, R of a child in 1990, R of a child in 2000, incest in 2000, or some other, it was gross. The dude's gross. And so immediately I shared her post and I commented, yes, Fred said that's him, ! Times like 10. And then a little bit later, Fred, to make sure, he sent it to a couple people who also know who Andy Paul would be, and they weren't sure. And then Fred started second guessing himself, and so now he's like not 100% sure, but says it looks like he feels it's him. He still thinks it's him. He says to look into the guy's background to see if he has any ties to Virginia, because this guy who was staying in the camper did have ties to Virginia. But then we were commenting on the fact that Ryan made a post, a smart ass post, calling Fred a liar, because Fred claimed that was, he gave his opinion that he believed that was the Andy Paul that he had seen, or that was staying over on Dawn and Candace's property. Well, little I know that Ryan had made these posts like talking shit, calling Fred a liar, And I hurried and changed my post and put, I edited in that, it's Fred's opinion. He's not 100% sure, but he thinks it's him. But he sent the picture to a couple other people, and they weren't 100% positive. So we got to remember this was back in, Fred thought it was 2007-ish. But now we're thinking it might have been a little bit later than that. Maybe 2009-ish or so, or 10 or something. That would have had to be. Because Fred said that was the same time, that same day when he went looking for Andy Paul to confront him about coming, giving drugs to his stepdaughter. He couldn't find him, and then he went up to Candace's, and nobody would answer the door, and he knocked on the other door at the bottom, and he saw in the door the kids in diapers, which was a mattress down there, nothing else, nobody around or anything. So it would have had to been when the boys were really little in diapers. So that's the gist of everything. So Andy Paul is still kind of a mystery, but Fred says at the very least that that's what the dude looks like. I don't know. We need to look to see if he has Virginia ties. But Fred was at first glance, he was like, that's him. And I just impulsively, commented, yes, that's him. I was happy that Slop had found him, and because I have looked everywhere. I'm sure I don't know how I didn't come across that guy. I've tried. I don't know why, though. I can't remember why I was so interested in who this guy was anyways, because he hasn't been around since. It would have had nothing to do with summer, more than likely. Has anyone told you that Fred has been talking to Laura behind your back? I'm so sorry. Yes, I know that they talk. Clown Justice. I'm the one that put it out. I'm the one that told you guys that they talk. Don said he knows where Summer is and probably being abused. Just let me go get her. Why didn't he? Exactly. Knoxville is scary. Hopefully everything's okay over at the house. I'm sure it's fine. Oh, no. For some reason, they've made Fred some kind of house manager now, and currently they have him writing up somebody. He basically has seniority at the house now, which is funny because we have because there's been a few times from Crystal that has tried to contact that house, and Fred said, should I take down the halfway house's cash app or whatever, because I have it in my Nightbot, for anybody wanted to help for his stay there or whatever. And she goes, hell no, F those bitches. So there you go. But I don't know. They're not going to want to let him go. Basically, that place is a revolving door. Most people are in and out of there in a week. So Fred really has seniority at this point. But it kind of puts him in a bad position because he has to write people up and stuff, and then it makes people not like him. They're starting to have him write people up and give people urine screens and stuff like that. So it's funny that somebody was in the chat saying that they had a dream that Fred was a drug and alcohol counselor. Well, that's what he's always wanted to be. when I was talking to him in jail, I mean, he's told me that for freaking years that he wanted to do that. You got a baby bandit coming Are you serious? Nuh-uh. What do you mean, Daily? Maxwell is no joke. A lot of missing children. Yes. And a lot of these, like, raids or whatever has been happening lately over there in Knoxville, like, these rings, you know, it's a lot of, it says online, like online I don't know, pedo rings or whatever. But, you know, that could definitely lead to Summer Wells, definitely. Because they utilize the internet to advertise to these sickos, you know? These weirdos have certain ways, especially on the dark web, to advertise that they have children for sale. And so, what do you think would happen? Let's say that they find Summer Wells. Okay, what do you guys think would happen? I'm just curious. Like, hypothetically, let's say that they find Summer in one of these, like, trafficking busts or whatever, and how would they be able to, first of all, how would they know it was Summer first? Like, how long would it take them to find out it was Summer? I was thinking that, like, earlier. I was like, how long would it take for them to figure out it, you know, because she's been missing now for 3 years. So wouldn't they have to do some kind of, like, DNA and stuff? And then to get, like, to figure out first, before they could say, oh, this is Summer Wells. I've just been thinking about that. Like, if they did find her in something like that, because they're talking about all these children and people, victims that they're finding, and people that they're arresting. How do they identify these victims? Let's say one of them is, like, a child that's been missing for a few years. How do they know who's who? So how long would it take them to figure it out and for them to release to the media? You know what I mean? Let's say they did find a child, one of these past raids or whatever, like yesterday or whenever it was, a couple days ago. How long would it take for us to know? Let's say if she was found, how long would it take for the public to know? Because they wouldn't be able to just tell by looking at her. They would have to test her first. So is it possible that they have her and we just don't know yet? They're doing a lot of busts out there. I'm just wondering. You think 2 months? Yeah, that's what I was just thinking that with all these busts lately. And I was thinking, okay, it's been 3 years and, you know, they may try to change her appearance in some way. She's at an age where she would be changing dramatically, you know. So she's going to look differently. They're not going to be able to just look at her and be like, oh, you're Summer Wells. They may be able to, but it's very likely they may not. They might have a bunch of children and have no idea who all these kids are and have to do DNA on to figure out who they are. and probably have to figure out from databases, and how long does that take, and where do these children go while they're in limbo and stuff, and how long does it take for the public to find out? Yeah, I thought so this week, and I thought it was something really to ponder, because these busts here lately are very weird timing, and I don't know. I'm just curious. Yeah, so how long does it take for them to get positive identification, I wonder, though? You know what I mean? Yeah, it did take him a long time to about the Jason Arnold stuff, but that was a whole other weird shit. His mom would really wishes that creators would go, really look into her son's murder. I just, because they're trying to put it on his son, and she doesn't believe it was him, and yeah, he used to say things too. Yeah, Don would say things like insinuating that she might not be alive, but he would also say things. Oh, I know where she's at. She's in an effing motel room somewhere, getting sold for a little bit of cocaine, crack cocaine. Talking about his daughter, his little 5-year-old daughter. So in those little theories of his, she's alive. And other times he's talked of her as fish food. Which time do we believe? I kind of wonder if Don's seen her, somewhat regularly. Because if you were a parent, let's say they're still able to see their daughter every once in a while. Maybe it helps them cope a little bit, Maybe it makes them not feel as bad about, doing whatever they did. Their involvement. I don't see. Confused. Why is my Google? Justin texts back and forth, but to my real number, to my Google Voice number. I guess I have 2 numbers of his too. Where is she? I don't even see the freaking Looney Tunes. Lisa K, where are you? I don't know the rest of the song. I thought Lisa K didn't like us over here. He timed her out. She can comment as long as she's being okay, decent. I mean, I guess. Whatever, but I'm not going to be mad at you. She's kind of one of those that has to go against everything I say. Got some work to do now. And Madeline McCain, imposter from Sweden, will have a summer wells. Gosh, I hope not. I wish people wouldn't do that. You know, it makes it really tough on us that are trying to really research and look into the case. Not that I'm not saying like, oh, we're going to solve it or anything. But gosh, we put a lot of time into the case, you know, and a lot of online sleuths, like I have a hard time saying that word, have helped, you know, been helpful. Yes, it's hindered cases, but it's helped in times too. Anyways, public opinion is major. It really is. And for people to purposely put out false information just for some content and views or a little bit of attention is a bunch of BS. And that's really, I think, disgusting, actually. So that's something I know people try to say, like, oh, I've done that. No. If I know something that, like, for instance, like the Andy Paul thing, once I found out that Fred wasn't 100% sure, I wanted to make sure to note that on the post, just so, you know, yeah, Fred thinks it's him, but not 100% sure. So we're talking about 20 years ago. Or, you know what I mean? 15, 20 years ago. Would Haskell be able to identify? Hey, Fred, would Haskell know what Andy Paul looked like? Because if that's true, we could ask Haskell. Haskell will talk to Fred. Can you ask Haskell if that's Andy Paul? Trying to think who would know. Don't really want to bother his stepdaughter about it. You know what I mean? Hey, Delana, thanks for being here. What happened at the halfway house? He had to write somebody up. Oh, you'll try to ask Haskell, but you don't think he knows him? A flash? I've noticed, like, under my, like, when I'm looking at my phone through the camera, like through a webcam, I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, I see like a flash, but not looking straight at the phone, but when I look at it through the camera, if you know what I mean. I can't explain it. It's weird. I'll have to show you guys next time. I don't know if it shows up for you guys, though. Yeah, did you see Grandis that day, Fred? You didn't see Grandis on June 15th. I know. I mean, come on. A lot of them get in trouble for not registering. Yeah, they're supposed to keep. Yes, they're supposed to give their address every single year they move. But do they? No. A lot of times they claim to stay in the same area. My bet is he's claimed that he's been staying at this same address as probably his parents' house, and he probably lives elsewhere. Mr. Ryan, Inspector Gadget. I wish I had Inspector Gadget on my soundboard. Now I need it. Here, I'm going to plug in my soundboard. We haven't used it for a while. Do, 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 do.
Shut up, Scotty!
Do, do.
And find something you're passionate about besides Ziggy.
Thank you, Mrs. Colt. Thank you so much. Here's Molly Golightly and Ryan Upchurch.
How about you take your dick and stick it up your ass?
Hey, fucking men, dude.
I remember when he said my name, when people were like he was asking people whose channels they should go in, and people started saying Ziggy, and I was like, oh my God. I said no. I started like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, please, please, please do not mention me. I started hyperventilating and had to change channels. But he was giving like really big super chats around then. Who drove the white Chevy HHR? Who was the person that said they had the dog named Baxter?
You pooped in the refrigerator. And you ate the whole wheel of cheese? How'd you do that? Actually, I'm not even mad. That's amazing.
No. Hell no. No! No! I ain't stupid. I am not stupid.
Oh, geez. I need some new ones. I need some way better ones. They're outdated. Just like my stickers. My stickers are outdated too. Am I busy? Why, Delana? What's up? I think Cam and Allie did a show about that with pigs. Not sure if they got it right. About what? You refer me? Yeah, some people, you don't remember seeing anything like about what the people look like? It wasn't on video footage either? So you never saw it on, so it, Daniel Chamber, or what's his name? Don Chambers? His camera didn't catch it? Aw, thank you, Carla. Turned Queen into TBI because they said Katie told her what happened to Sebastian in private. What? That's crazy, Blue Jeans. Queen, like Queen Bee, as in the YouTuber? Well, I mean, if she did say that, then she probably should talk to TBI. You know what I mean? But if it's not true, then that's messed up. It was at Beach Creek Road and Simpson Loop. I know, I'm trying to see who Queen is too. I'm sure they'll tell us. Somebody will tell us here in a few, I'm sure. That's what's posted in the Facebook group. Queen Bee. Okay. That's what I was thinking. So when did Queen Bee claim to say something like this? Did anybody hear it anywhere? Has anybody ever heard Queen Bee say that Katie Proudfoot told her what happened to Sebastian? It's Tony, he's insane. So is he dead now? Are you saying he's dead now, Gina? So the guy's dead now? The Andy Paul's dead? When did he pass away? Hold on, let me see something. It doesn't show him deceased. I mean, I believe you, though. I heard rumors that he was deceased. I think Fred was said he heard rumors that he had passed away, so that wouldn't be completely shocking. But looks like they're showing him still in Cleveland, Tennessee. Like as of very recently. Let me see. I know, Justin, right? So, Gina, you think that he's passed away? Oh, look, guys, there's 444 in chat. Excuse me. Dang. That's totally possible that he could be deceased, but I don't think he's relevant anyways, really. But it's just another opportunity for Ryan to try to, call Fred a liar for some odd reason. It doesn't even make sense, like, why he wants to take on this big stance of, like, Fred is this liar. I guess he just believes Andy that strongly, I guess. I don't know. Hey, Roxy. Her ex-husband passed away. Huh? Oh, Gina's saying her ex, pass is from there. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry about that. I guess this is his new job, Ginger Snap. I don't know. Fred said there was a white HHR on the street beside of Cotton Simpson's house. Wait, when was this? When was it that recently we were talking about that Andy came and they were driving the red truck? After, which is really weird, after Summer went missing, Jody, Sue, and Andy were still driving around that red truck, that Toyota pickup. They were literally driving it around. And Jody Sue said, what are they going to do if the ladder racks are taken off? Like she's some kind of genius. Like they haven't thought of that before. First, you've heard of an HHR? Are you serious? I've heard about the HHR from a few, not just Fred. There was other people that was saying stuff about the HHR, weren't there? Or was that just from Fred? I'm trying to remember. Sorry, you guys, I can't keep everything straight. He makes me mad. I know, Kate. After summer went missing, but no, it's blue. Hey, Leo and me. I don't like how you tried to embrace him and his wife, and he acted strange. He really did. He did that because when he found out that first of all, he succumbed to peer pressure. Okay, once he saw like that I had some haters and stuff, he was like, "Oh shit, maybe I shouldn't like team up with anybody," which we weren't teaming up anyways. So suddenly he's like, oh, he wanted to separate himself from me or something. And I didn't care. I don't care. Like, I never want to team up with anybody anyways. That's the best thing to do. You don't want to, it's just best to keep your reputation separate from everybody else. And anyways, but I really did try to help him. I was like his first guest on his channel and stuff like that. After that, dude, and that was a very successful stream, by the way. But after that, like after he got his foot in the door, it was like, what's the word? Sayonara, what's the saying? I can't even, it's, is it Spanish? No, it's probably French. Satellite images from that day? That would be awesome. I wonder if the Thompson camera caught the white HHR. I mean, I don't know how. I would think that Chambers should have. Oh, wait, you're saying it's Simpson and Ben Hill? Oh, I was saying it was Beach Creek and Simpson. I thought it was over. I don't know. I can't freaking. Not the Hasta La Vista. Sayonara. 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 Sayonara, bitches. Sayonara. There you go. Thank you, guys. Does Fred know who was driving the truck that ran Scotty's schools off the road 2 years ago? What did this truck look like, Lady May? Simpson Loop is off Beach Creek. Okay. So right there at Beach Creek and Simpson is where you're talking about. So, yeah. What, Carla? Do maga chato wato. Sayonara is Japanese. Okay, thank you. Let's see. He's driving the truck that ran. What color was his truck? Is it on camera? Did he post the video or picture of the truck? Yeah, and then he used me 120. I think he used me as a way to make some kind of rivalry, so he could build on that too as a way for content. You know what I mean? Because now he can have this stance that he's like anti-Ziggy, anti-Fred. Does anybody remember the type of truck that ran Scott Schools off the road? Lady May can't remember. Does anybody remember like type of truck it was? Was it a truck? He told the cops, and guess what? They done nothing. Did they run him off of a Ben Hill Road or now? How far did he chase him to? Dewey Lemon drove that truck, red S10. Dewey Lemon. Is it this dude? What's downtown Johnson City? Well, then it must be this one that Fred's talking about, because he must have heard about what you guys are talking about. This Dewey Lemon guy. I forget what Fred told me. He's told me about this Dewey guy before. I can't remember what all he's told me about him. I don't think he's a good character, if I remember right. I'm trying to remember. Wasn't he the one that broke down? Wait, no, he's the one that... Gosh, there's too many... Yeah, there's too many red trucks that... You know, there was that one that broke down, too, and I thought that was maybe the one... Dewey Lemon was that guy. It was a red S10. He had a four-wheeler. So you're saying it... Scott stopped the search for Summer after that? It was an S10. He texted me something weird. Okay. I don't know what that even means. Somebody send me I don't know what to say. I don't know. That guy, I don't know what to think about his crazy theories. He's kind of out there. He's been saying stuff about even me being involved in stuff, so I don't even know what to... I don't know. He ran off the end of the tile at Ben Hill and Simpson Lane, and that was the way after Summer went missing. He ran off the end of the... Oh no, they're talking about who ran. Do you know who? Do you know who followed? Who chased Scott Scholes like out of the Ben Hill Road or something? But it was like a red truck or something. I don't know. Did you ever see it? What people are talking about? Because I don't know. You saw the video of him getting chased? Is it like a red truck? Did you change your picture? Or wait. Yeah. I don't know. I like that picture either way. I hope he did, Chloe, at least. It was a small red Toyota truck with a red hardcover on the back. Driver had long, light colored hair, but was wearing a dark ball cap. Looking at pic now. Scotty Schools, let me see. Is it this one? Wait. Just tell me where to go here. I've always wondered if it was the Hammonds because someone showed a place he supposedly stayed and there was a similar maroon truck parked there. The Hammonds? Or you mean the Redmonds? Who's the Hammonds? I'm not going to be on for much longer, but I know, right, Bethan? Exactly. Somebody knows something. So, Chapstick, where do I go to see this? So, where do I go to see this? Anyways. Tony Hammond was in the area. Yeah, supposedly. I have a screenshot, similar truck at Chambers, but they're different. Want to meet Siggy and Kathy, Jess and I am close on no area. Aw. He told you to stop watching. Why? Because of the drama? Would be cool to meet some of you guys sometime. Small group at a time. Not too overwhelming. But I don't think that many people show up early. I mean, I don't know if we could ever come up with a date that everybody would show up. I guess it would have to be like in Tennessee. That'd probably be the best place. I wouldn't do Hawkins County though, or Sullivan. It'd have to be outside of there. But I guess it could be East Tennessee would probably be the best place for the most people. Can go to Magnolia. Oh, geez. I'm bummed that I don't have any more Diet Coke. And the gas station's closed. We did used to stay up all night talking about Summer's case. That's true. I hope to be able to go down to Tennessee soon, guys. I really do. I want to, obviously, I want to see Fred. So hopefully that's in the cards sometime very, very soon. I can pretty much go anytime I want to. I mean, I'm not really tied down here for as long as I don't leave like just a few days at a time, Have you've never met Tony Hammonds? I know that he was supposedly or Tony Hammonds was supposed to be in that area or something. Aww. That's sweet, hopeful. Hey, Rhiannon. Michigan in August? Well, I'm hoping by then Fred will be up here. Wouldn't it be awesome to do a meetup with me and Fred and Athena? Oh my gosh, our little Ben Hill family. Ziggy, little Ziggy. Well, actually, Friggy, little Ziggy, Athena, and Bandit. Meet the whole crew. And Kathy. And then we'll put a special guest, friend Kathy. Oh, man. Chloe's coming. Let's have this party. We'll have it at Kathy's next weekend. That's what. Roxy said, I'll be there. Rihanna said, save me a seat. We'll have to rent like a outhouse or something. We don't want to. We'll have to camp out. Kager. She has a very nice property out there. It's really pretty. Why did Chasing Gavilan stop searching after having supper with dogs? I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know what happened to them. I can bring the leaf. Well, if Fred's there, we can't have anything illegal. But I'm sure people would be able to drink if they wanted to or whatever. But no, we're not going to have a get together at Kathy. She has the property for it though. Like we could like camp outside and she'd barely even know it. And there's like this area that we could fish at too. It's getting too hot though, so I mean it would have to be. I think it's cooling down this coming weekend. Warrior State Park. Yeah, and actually where Kathy stays is, but see, the reason I didn't want to stay though in Sullivan, I don't want to do it in Sullivan or Hawkins. Yeah, I don't know. I'm done with that area for a while. I just want to stay out of it because every time, yeah. Last time Fred went there, all of a sudden, a whole bunch of shit gets made up, so we're going to figure out what happened this summer. Her justice will come. I hope so. Yeah, I hope so too. A very respectful smoker. Maybe you can go with Delta 8 for the weekend, Val. The legal alternative, or just, I don't know, not tell anybody, I guess. The Stapleton. Someone from area come on and spoke about, or has guy that supposedly used Neighbor Connect to look at. What? Oh, are you talking about Jody Sue's internet? Wheels of Justice? You know anything of the Stapletons? Yeah, okay, yeah. Who was that friend of Jody Sue? With Stapleton. She has a good friend at Stapleton. Someone from the area came on and spoke about the Has guy. Has. Oh, yeah, what was his name? Haas. I don't think he knows that one. He doesn't know that Has guy. They supposedly use Neighbor Connect to look at Stapletons. Do you know the Stapleton guy? And who was that Has guy again? I remember that name coming up recently. Oh, Randy. Oh yeah, he was the one. Wasn't he the secure? Sorry, I hope I don't mess up the mic. Wasn't he a correctionals officer or something like that? She got an antenna on top of her. She could pick up all our Wi-Fi signals for all our drones. All our signals for all the drones we have. You don't know him? He's writing us all up now. For some reason... Oh, wait, hold on. Who is this guy? Oh, that's Rick Crawford Sr. That's Rick Crawford Sr. Whoever sent me that picture. Eric Stapleton, yeah. You don't know Eric Stapleton? I guess that was a friend of Jody Sue's. Oh, I guess Jody Sue was saying stuff about like a raccoon knocking on her door, and I don't know Is she just trying to? Fred thinks, and I don't know, it's a pretty good theory. He thinks that she's possibly trying to play the crazy card, you know, and make it look like she's crazy, so that if she ever gets in trouble for some kind of involvement, in supposed alleged involvement, then she could, be like, well, I'm crazy. Or she could be like, well, I was scared. I was so scared. You know what I mean? I was forced to. Andy forced me to. But yes, that picture is Rick Crawford Sr. That's his picture that's the one that was from his obituary. I think he just died of a heart attack, or I don't think he was even using drugs from what I understand at the end of his life anyways. Bye, Daily. It was said he repoed a truck from neighbors after and made Ryan state to say also involved with insurance fraud. The wife, I have no idea, just someone from the area spoke on them. Hey, crimes have consequences. Doesn't he have cancer? Oh, yeah, he did have cancer. You're right. He died of cancer, I think. You're right. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. That's right. He did stomach cancer, actually. Stomach. She wears some pretty hospital bands. Of course, I want some freaking ice cream and a Diet Coke. This town kind of sucks for that. Especially if you're a night owl like myself. Your options are limited. I guess, I don't know. Sometimes when you do, McDonald's this late, they want to say, oh, our ice cream machine is down. Let's see. That's what they'll try. They'll try some shit like that. Come on, delete. They have free 10-piece nuggets. Hold on. There we go. They better have it. Oh, hell to the net. Why? Now it wants to say you can't? What? Why? Now it's trying to act like you can't. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get off here anyways. I'm going to play my little card game and just chill for a little bit. Not sure if you saw or not, but Ryan said in a comment, Gavel is coming after Fred next. Oh, we're scared. But thanks for the heads up. Fred doesn't care because when you're honest and telling the truth, you don't really have anything to worry about, you know? You don't have to worry about things like messing up on something, you know? People like nitpick on him for the littlest things just because he thinks, you know, somebody's voice is Cotton, and he, you know, tells about his conversation that he had with Cotton that he turned into law enforcement. Why are people mad at him? Because he, you know, I don't understand. Oh, does she have a tattoo? Life is beautiful. All right, guys. I will talk to you all later. Good night.